Earlier this year, the basketball world lost one of its greatest writers. A Charlotte legend in his own right, Rick Bonnell wrote more than 11,000 stories about the NBA in the Queen City, and he touched many people along the way. I was able to speak with some of those people, his former colleagues and friends. They share their memories and explain his impact on the Charlotte sports scene.
Walking into that building, I miss him every time.
From the buzzer beaters to the buzzkills.
Charlotte, the worst winning percentage ever.
Rick Bonnell was there to see it all.
I think about Rick as just a veteran scribe, just the dean of sports writing here in Charlotte. And he's one of those people who, when you look at him, you might be thought, maybe, man, someone like him I can't approach because, you know, he's good at what he does. He's been there for a long time, but he was very personable. He would help anybody out.
I interned with the Observer when I was a junior in college. The Hornets are right there, and so I tried to tag along with Rick as much as I could, and for whatever reason, he was gracious enough to let me. Rick was definitely a character. Right off the bat, you know, he's someone that's a little bit zany, he's a little bit quirky.
I'll always remember about Rick that when he was excited about something, which was frequent, even though he had been doing it 33 years, he would go like this. It was like he was trying to start a campfire over his laptop. He never saw a team win a championship. He really never saw a team get close, but he maintained his enthusiasm.
Spending over 3 decades on the beat, Bonnell earned a respect of rare air.
If Michael Jordan was going to talk to one media outlet, it was the Charlotte Observer, and it wasn't just that, it was Rick personally.
Sometimes with the media and teams, there's a little bit of a head-to-head there where they kind of butt heads at times because maybe we want to report something they don't like. I think they understand that at the end of the day, Rick was good at what he did. He was a humble, honest person, and he wanted to go out there and do the best job he could for readers.
You know, he had a dry sense of humor and enjoyed laughing, enjoyed smiling, but he was very serious about his work. And again, you know, he covered a number of coaches here in this franchise. Every coach that he covered felt like he was fair and accurate in his reporting. And just, you know, to be able to sustain and cover the same team for a span of 33 years is something that's really not heard of in this day and time.
Bonnell's legacy continues with a seat still reserved in several NBA arenas, his namesake on the Hornets' home, and a scholarship in his honor.
We truly miss him. He was admired and respected both locally and nationally. Had such a great reputation. His name really became synonymous with the Charlotte Hornets and the NBA.
To see the team that you covered respect you that much, and to see the team that you covered treat you so well, I think that really sort of cuts to how rare he was. You know, I think he very much did help write the team's history, and to see them respect him enough to pay all these tributes to him, he deserves every single one of them.